am super excited today because I have been joined by the amazing Parveen Ashraf, aka the Spice Queen. Thank you so much for coming.
Oh, so lovely to have you finally in my kitchen.
I know, look at your kitchen. It's beautiful. It's stunning. It's something like out of a magazine.
Oh, Sharon, I feel like a huge compliment because when we started building the kitchen, and I said to my husband, "Oh, let's move back to London and let's have a kitchen set," I never actually imagined it would be this beautiful.
Oh, it's stunning. It's absolutely stunning.
He's done an amazing job. We've upcycled, we've recycled, we've painted, and here we are in the Spice Queen's kitchen. And actually, I do live here. And if you could turn the camera around, you can see we're having teas and coffees over there.
Yeah, we got.
This is a real home from home. It's a kitchen set, so this is my first real shoot. So Sharon, super excited.
I'm super excited because the reason I wanted you on my podcast and doing this is because I have always hated cooking Indian food. It looks complicated. It's something that just confuses me and I actually get very anxious over it. So growing up, I was the person that just stirred. I would come in, say something and I'll just stir, and that's me thinking that I'm actually contributing to the meal. I wasn't. So I would like you and everyone else out there, show us how simple it is that...
I've got to tell a joke about stirring now. Sharon,
right.
my husband, I'm a stirrer.
My
husband thinks, but he thinks in life I'm a stirrer. Not me. I think he's just joking. But there's nothing wrong with stirring because what you did at that time is people watching as well, and what you did is you sort of enveloped in those lovely spices and smells, and smells evoke memories. And certain smells evoke certain memories of food we eat growing up. I remember particularly when the onions fry, even my cat Safi, do you know where she is at the moment? She smells onions, she knows there's food cooking, she knows it's a curry.
So that's like everyday then?
That's an everyday thing.
Right.
When we smell, like a lot of people say when they smell certain cinnamon and cloves reminds them of Christmas. Yeah. When I have cardamom and rosewater, it reminds me of Eid and festivals like that.
And cumin as well.
So these, I mean, look at my spice rack. Let me just see, can the camera pan to there?
So it's not as...
Can you get that, Mark? Have you got that?
It doesn't look as many as I would normally think, because I remember growing up, my mum had like shelves and shelves and shelves of spices and stuff.
Well, I'm not going to show you what's in my shelf because I haven't had it. I've been so busy prepping for today. But I'm going to show you my lovely spice rack. So I decided to put this. Mark, can we catch that? Have you got the spice rack there? It's beautiful. And everything we'll need is in these. Is it how many pots have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's it. And the one that I love the most, look at that, Sharon. Look, I'm all about the colour. It's pink. So hot pink salt.
Yeah, I've never actually tried that. So so what you're saying is there are some main elements. It doesn't have to be so complicated. It can be simplified because there are just certain elements that you need in the cupboard or whilst you're cooking to actually invoke this amazing meals and dishes of Indian heritage.
Do you know what, Sharon? It is. People do make it look complicated. In fact, when I'm teaching cooking, I've been teaching for 15 years now, and the thing I get accused of the most is making it look too easy.
Really?
Honestly, people say, "Oh, my husband said you make it look too easy, make it look too easy." But it's all about giving people the skills. If you have the right spice, and the right method, you're going to get amazing food, and that's what we're going to do. So we are making this for this particular recipe. A part of the podcast, we're going to make a jackfruit jal-frezi.
Jackfruit jal-frezi.
Doesn't that sound posh? So jackfruit is obviously vegetarian, vegan. It comes in tins.
So I've never had this.
Yeah, it doesn't come. So jackfruit it's not grown in this country. So it comes in tins. So I've got tin jackfruit. You can get fresh, I think, if you go to certain supermarkets. But this is my take on a chicken jal-frezi.
Okay.
So if you're a vegetarian out there or vegan, then you have this. Or if you're like my daughter, she's a fleegan.
I've actually recently been a fleegan. Massively. I'm with her because the thing
Sharon, really, what is a fleegan? What is a fleegan?
Well, yeah, I know. All right, yeah. But I really am trying to commit myself to being vegan and being healthy and stuff. But we're just not in the day and age where it's out there for us, really, is it? But Indian food can be vegan, can't it?
Oh, yeah. So fleegan, if you've never heard the term, it used to be called flexitarian, which is flexible vegetarian. So a fleegan is a flexible vegan. So when I heard her first say, "Oh, Mum, I'm a fleegan," I'm like, "Isn't that a baddie from Star Wars?" Or is it Star Trek? Oh, it's a Klingon. It's a Klingon. That's what comes to my mind. So what she's saying is when she's a fleegan, she's a flexible vegan. So she often comes home and says, "Mum, I don't want to make me something that is vegetarian or vegan." So this does the trick. And if you look at it, Sharon, it doesn't look very appetizing now. And when it's cooked,
Is that artichoke? What is?
It's jackfruit, Sharon. That's the
Like,
recipe.
seriously, but this is what I mean. I've never seen that before. It looks like an artichoke to me.
So when it's cooked, now you pan in, when it's cooked like that, you can see it's still quite watery. When I've cooked that, it's quite fibrous and it tastes like chicken. It looks like chicken, it doesn't taste like chicken. Look at her face.
Oh, come on.
Can we get that face?
That's,
Sharon, it looks like chicken. It tastes like...
Can I smell it?
No, you can't smell it. I've just got my towel.
Does
It doesn't smell, because it's almost like a sponge.
Okay.
So it's going to take on the lovely jal-frezi sauce I'm going to make.
So you couldn't like a vegan head on. You couldn't like have tofu, for example, for this dish, or could you? Is it
No.
the same?
So Sharon has just learnt to cook. So Sharon, listen to me very carefully.
I am really trying. I'm really trying.
So with tofu, it's quite spongy and it's quite delicate.
But if you don't have jackfruit, could you use tofu?
No, Sharon,
Right,
it's called
okay.
jackfruit
So I've got
jal-frezi.
tofu at home,
Did
so-
I give you a list
right.
of ingredients of what we're going to... If you look at your list of recipes,
Yeah.
it says jackfruit jal-frezi, Sharon.
Right, no, but I'm just thinking of an alternative. If you don't have
I love her,
jackfruit-
I love her, but let me do the cooking. Right.
Okay, right.
No, so if you don't have jackfruit for this recipe, then don't make it.
Okay. Simple. Okay, all right then. Try it, Okay.
Oh, can I just say, while we just let the onions fry, doesn't Sharon look so glamorous?
Oh.
She does. You look amazing, and your hair. And our hair and makeup was done by the amazing Navida. She's
yes.
here. We're doing
Amazing.
I kept saying don't put too much on, but she's made me look good on camera. I don't look this good in real life. So thank you, Navida.
She enhances your beauty. That's
enhances
what
our
she
beauties.
says.
I'm going to enhance the flavours. Oh, look at that
Yeah.
link. Mark, was that a good link? Really good link. So with this jackfruit jal-frezi, let's go through the recipe. Sharon, I gave you the recipe.
Yeah, you
Can
did.
you bring out your clipboard,
Yeah,
please?
let's do
Because
that,
we are
let's do
going to do
that.
this really
Okay,
officially.
let's do
We're not
that.
going to do any shortcuts.
No.
I'm going to show you exactly in real time how to make it. There'll be one swap out. So for this recipe,
Yeah.
Sharon, what do we need?
Jackfruit.
So we have 1 tin of jackfruit.
Okay, wait, I've got to get on the right page. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Right, okay. So 1 tin of jackfruit,
Check.
2 medium onions,
In the pan. Sliced and diced. Sliced.
400 grams of tinned tomatoes,
Check.
2 red peppers,
Check.
6 garlic cloves,
Check.
cube fresh ginger grated.
Fresh ginger. I'm just going to talk about fresh ginger. So a lot of people, when they begin to cook, don't really use fresh ginger. They use powder. You can buy it in jars. Try not to use it in the jar. Do we know why?
I was using the one in the jar and I thought it tasted okay. It doesn't, Parveen said, so I don't use it anymore.
And why doesn't it taste all right, Sharon?
It's acidic.
Yes, you got it. I told him to say that.
She did tell me to say
It has citric acid. It has preservatives, so you're not going to get that. You're not going to get that pure taste of ginger that one expects from fresh ginger. So if you don't have fresh ginger, try using the frozen. Frozen is 100% pure ginger, so you're good.
Okay.
So ginger and garlic are, I mean, goodness me, it's the trinity. Fried onions, ginger, garlic is the 3 things that many Indian dishes have.
Yeah.
So, and that's in the sauce. So we're going to fry our onions.
Okay.
We're going to add our ginger and garlic. You're going to blitz it into a paste in a moment. We've got 2 peppers, that's jal-frezi. We've got the tinned tomatoes. Now, do use tinned. I like tinned.
I use tinned.
Yeah.
Yep, I use
And do we
tinned.
know why, Sharon?
It's convenient. No? It's easy. No. Is that not right?
No,
Isn't that
because
what
I
it's all
think
about?
tin
No?
gives you a better sauce. And then we
Oh.
have our spices. We're going to add some chili powder.
Yep.
We're going to add some, what's next, Sharon?
Garam masala.
Garam masala. And I want you to, just while we go into the recipe, I want you to smell this garam masala. Now,
So this is not shop
we
ball?
haven't rehearsed this.
No.
I made this. Oh,
It smells lovely. I've just put lipstick on your spoon. Sorry about that. Hygiene.
let's. So she just said it smelled lovely. This is 7 spices roasted together and blended in my amazing blender. And if you buy my cookbook, which is over there,
Oh, look, there it is.
There it is.
There it is.
How strange, Sharon.
I know.
And what you find is there's a recipe for garam masala in there, and garam masala is so
nice.
important. And you know, it varies from family to family,
Right.
from region to region, and literally, my daughter makes it different to me. So this is my version of garam masala.
So do you think that taste, because obviously I get shop bought, right? So I get that.
Sorry, what was that, Sharon?
I don't know how else to say it.
Oh my God.
Supermarket, I don't know. But
Sharon, tell me you
what
just didn't
is-
buy. Tell me you didn't buy shop. All right, okay, we're gonna stop this podcast. We're gonna stop this. Sharon Raju,
but
you
it's
are.
the convenience, isn't it?
Right.
That's why people will be watching this. They'll be looking at it.
Excuse
going,
me.
"Right, it's so
Right,
convenient."
excuse me.
Oh,
Right,
well, now
straight.
I'm in
No,
trouble.
right. Here we are. Right, I have little pots under my cooker. Right, Sharon, we didn't rehearse this.
I'm now scared to say anything now.
Yeah, do not say anything. Please do not say anything. Garam masala.
Yes.
Take it home, make a jal-frezi.
Thank you.
Right, on with the recipe. We're going to push on with the recipe.
Right, let's put this
So,
in.
I'm going to fry my onions. Now, you have the recipe there, you can follow. And one thing that when I am cooking and I'm teaching cooking is I do say to people, just follow the recipe. These recipes were not easy to write because everything I did growing up was by eye. That's how I learned to cook.
Absolutely. So that's one of the reasons why, because I remember when I did used to try and help out cooking, one of the things that my mum used to do is get a wooden spoon, so like just like that, wooden spoon, and for example, she'd say put some salt on it, and I felt I was literally just pouring it. There was no measurements, there was no nothing, and what she would do, she'd say put it in, she'd taste a bit, and she'd go, oh, bit more. And I think that's what really complicates the Indian people not cooking authentic Indian curries, because it just looks so difficult. Like, I don't know about taste, obviously, so that would really confuse me. And as you say, like, you've only got a few spices there. I felt like there was like 1,000 spices in each curry. I really did. And
now, Sharon, I told you.
And actually, they're all similar in colour as well, so I didn't really know what was going in.
That's a bit spicist. Did you say there was 1,000 spices? Now, Sharon, I told you a million times. I told you a million times not to exaggerate.
Well, all right.
Did you get that? Did you get that?
500,000. But anyway, you know, like, there was just so many, and it just puts people off.
You know what it
really
is, Sharon? Joking aside, it is knowledge. Once you have a little bit of knowledge, and then you can, it's not that difficult. And a base curry sauce is almost same for the meat and same for the veg. However, I think my mother, like your mother, didn't measure. When I said to Mum, I'm going to use spices, it was all much, how much did I put in? This much.
Yeah.
How much garlic? That much. What's this much? A smidge.
Yeah.
A dash, a splash.
Yeah.
So when I wrote the cookbook, it took me 5 years to get the dash, splash and spidge into mils and grams. It took forever. So I now know exactly what goes into each curry. And now because I can teach it, people, the feedback I get from people is, you make it look easy. I don't make it look easy. I've got a recipe you can follow. And once you follow the recipe, it works. Because you know, because you use my recipes.
I use your recipes, and
excuse me a minute, I'm going to get a blender.
And I have sent you photos as well. And there are times where I have got it wrong.
Yeah.
I've tried to sort of like explore a little bit, and it's not worked out because you've told me off. So
sorry guys, I had to get my blender out.
One of the things I wanted to talk to you about as well, actually, is that this cookbook that you've got, you actually did with your mother, didn't you?
I did. This is my ginger and garlic. When my mother, I'm just going to get some water, Sharon, while you just put some water in that. Excuse me 1 minute. I think with our recipes, we learned out. Obviously, my mother taught me her.
Oh, here we go.
My mother taught
it out.
Did you work it out? My mother taught me the recipes.
I don't have one of these.
Again, she didn't measure. She didn't measure, and I found it incredibly difficult. So therefore, growing up, I didn't want to learn to cook. I wasn't gonna be an Asian housewife. I wasn't gonna cook.
So you hated cooking? You hated?
No, I never hated it. I just wasn't in love with it the way I am now.
Oh, okay.
So
where's your button?
Buttons here. Hold a second.
Where's your button? What?
Okay, so these are. So earlier we were talking about people cooking in active fries and all these newfangled machinery, and I like to cook. Didn't somebody mention a rotomatic? Naveeda, were you mentioning a makeup lady? You mentioned a machine that makes chapatis.
Yes.
A machine that makes chapatis.
So this is where the convenience comes in, because I sort of like that idea that, you know, while that's being made, you can do something else. But, you know, the reason, you know, and your ethos as well, like the reason that you like to home cook things is all about the connection to your culture, isn't it? You do it with love, you do it with passion.
Yeah, absolutely. Apart from you use a blender. I mean, if you were not here and I wasn't doing I would just do it in a mortar and pestle with a bit of salt to grind this down. So I'm all about cooking with old-fashioned techniques.
Okay.
But it is about cooking with love. And if you've got a rotomatic machine, good for you. If you've got a machine, go for it. I personally, I've got an automatic machine chapati maker. My hands. Right, okay, back to the recipe. So now we have our onions are frying, and
it smells lovely. Even
frying
that
onions.
Smells.
So you've got some light golden brown. So Sharon, if you put that in, immediately the smell of ginger and garlic in fry it's gonna splash. Chuck it in. Right. The minute you add that, and the oil fries the ginger and garlic. It smells amazing.
It does smell lovely.
Ginger, garlic, onions is a base for many of South Asian food. Smell that?
Yeah, it smells gorgeous.
Doesn't it? Okay, so now we're going to add our spices. Okay, Sharon? So we're going to add some garam masala, these little teaspoons. I mean, I think they're a quarter teaspoon. So what does the recipe say?
Right, okay. So of garam masala,
Chili powder.
Chili powder, 2 teaspoons.
So that's about 4 of these. So 2 teaspoons of chili powder. Quick tip about chili powder, Sharon.
Sorry?
If you quick tip, don't buy the spicy red hot chili powder. Buy the mild chili powder and use more. Because hot chili, don't ever get a hot one, just get a mild one. In goes the chili powder, and the chili powder, once it's fried, it's cooked, then it doesn't irritate the gut when you're eating. Sometimes you go to a restaurant or you get takeaway food and it's like, oh God, I've got a bit of a jelly belly.
Yeah.
It's because the chilies have been cooked and that's what gives you that. Yeah. Okay, garam masala, we discussed that earlier.
Yes.
So about
we did.
2 teaspoons.
I don't want to go back there. I don't want to go back talking about
Is it 2 teaspoons?
Yes.
Fry that in the oil.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to add my tomatoes. And again, I've just used tinned tomatoes and that gives it a lovely sauce. So Sharon, if you stir that for me, can you just see, just with the garam masala and the chilies, that tastes like that curry smell that we all are used to.
Amazing.
The smell you grew up with.
Yeah.
Okay, in go the tomatoes, give it a stir. And I'm going to rinse out that lovely sauce. I'm not going to waste anything.
Yeah, I do that with the tin.
I do that with the
something I
tin.
used to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do that. It's not about wasting anything. In it goes and give that a stir.
Yeah.
And then what we're going to do is I'm going to season it. So we talked about pink salt. So pink Himalayan
talk
salt.
To me because I've never, obviously I do the standard like salt at home. So what is the benefits and why do you use pink salt?
Well, it was
is
about
Himalayan salt.
It's Himalayan salt.
Yeah.
So about 5-6 years ago, Mum had come to the house and she said, "Oh, you have Himalaya salt." Thinking, who's Himalaya? In our language, she meant Himalaya, and she was using this salt over 60 years ago, way before I was born, and she'd get big rocks of it and grind it down and create this, and now it's massively trending. So if you've never come across it, do your own research. Yes, it is pink, and yes, it has healing properties, and it balances pH. So even now they have the pink salt lamps, don't they?
Yes, yeah.
And that it's said to draw out the radiation from the air and cleanse the air in the room. So pink salt's lovely. The only thing I find is I love it because when I've had this salt, I don't get that thirst afterwards.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah. So do your own research, but I love it, Sharon. I use it all the time. I think it has a milder flavour, 2 teaspoons.
So hold on, you've just done something that I've just said that confuses me. And
oh, sorry, 2 teaspoons.
One of the reasons why.
What does the recipe say?
God, what, 2? Well, it says 2 teaspoons, but I feel like that was a bit more.
It was 2 teaspoons, but I've guesstimated, Sharon, with my recipe.
See.
But the recipe just said 2. Yeah, listen, if you follow the recipe, don't shake your head like that.
It confuses me. I don't like it.
I'm sorry.
If that was me, I would have got the teaspoon out and I would have literally measured it. You can't do that.
Girl
today.
Scout honour, that was 2 teaspoons. So obviously the recipe says 2 teaspoons, and I wrote the recipe and I cook all the time, so I use a spoon. But yeah, 2 teaspoons.
Have we done tandoori masala?
And tandoori masala, and that is for. Do you know what? I've got a feeling my tandoori masala is under the cupboard here.
Yeah, go for it.
So I've got a box of tricks under here. So the tandoori masala, that's chili powder. We were so busy getting our makeup done, I forgot to prep everything. So with the tandoori masala, what it is a lot of colour. It adds a lovely colour to the dish and a slightly smoky flavour. So in that goes. Now then, if we look at that, I'm going to turn that down, Sharon.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that my mother actually didn't do growing up is she wouldn't allow me to taste as I was cooking.
Why not?
She'd say, because during Ramadan, you don't taste because we fast as a Muslim. So she taught me to cook without tasting. So now, I think, no, I have to keep tasting. As you go, keep tasting and tasting. But the way I taste, Sharon, I don't get a spoon.
Okay. You can do something really unhygienic now.
No,
okay, cool.
Hygienic.
Spoon or anything like that.
No, ready. So your mum would have done this. I think your mum would have done this.
Okay.
Okay, so you watch. Okay, so, right, that's got all the flavour you need. I think.
You're going to lick the spoon?
Navida needs you for something.
Right, sorry. No.
Right, okay, so I'm not
used to all
I'm
this.
not going to, Sharon, I'm not licking the spoon. What do you think I am? Right, ready?
You're going to lick it. Okay, go on in.
She's obsessed with it. Okay, so either I would just do this, look.
That's kind of licking the spoon.
No,
but
it's not licking.
But you know.
I'm going to wash my hands now.
Okay,
right, now I can taste. Now I want you to do the same. Because if you taste it with a spoon, you get the metal of the spoon. I don't want the metal of the spoon.
Okay, right.
Same reason, I'm using a wooden spoon.
Okay.
Did you say your mum used a wooden spoon?
Yes.
Do you know why?
No.
Shall I tell you?
Go on in.
Mark, do you know why? So when we cook a curry, we reduce down, caramelize, and stir fry at the same time. It's called taboon.
Sorry, the spices.
I know. So I'm having a hot flush as well. So when you cook down, you are caramelizing.
I've been trying to hold that in. Sorry, and it just when I went went over and smelt it,
Have a glass
straight
of
up my nose.
So we are caramelizing, reducing, and stir frying all at the same time.
Yeah.
It's called reduction. If you have a non-stick pan, it doesn't catch and it won't caramelize. If you have a non-stick pan, then it doesn't work. So you have to use a stainless steel or an aluminium pan.
Right. Okay.
But then if you use a metal spoon, you've got metal on metal, and it creates a metal taste.
Okay.
I'm all about the energy of the food, and I think with a wooden spoon, it's a softer way of cooking. The other thing I never do, and I'll probably do it now, I never bang.
Oh, see, I do it all the time.
No banging.
But it's part of it.
No,
it is.
bad energy. So my mum would get the spoon and she'd just do that with her hand. So when I'm cooking, I don't bang. I think it gives it negative energy. It's all about cooking with love. These are the tips that I have, Sharon. You don't cook like that.
Oh,
but
no.
Try it. I'm going to wash my hands because she can tell me off in a minute. In the meantime, she's going to stir that. She's going to taste it and then we're going to swap it out for one I made earlier.
Oh, nice.
Taste.
Okay. So with my finger, I'm going to swipe down on the spoon. It's not going to be too hot, is it?
Probably it's going to be too hot.
That's hot, but
right.
nice.
So what can
That's
you?
hot,
so describe to me what you can taste.
I can taste chili.
Right, so you can taste the chili, you can taste the salt, you can taste the tomatoes, the ginger and the garlic. And the reason you can taste all that as it is because it's raw and it's uncooked. So you've got all those flavours and you can taste the sharpness of the chili. Oh, God.
That is hot. I knew you should have measured it. I told you, didn't I?
So the reason,
not,
Sharon, let me tell them the reason it's so hot is because we are going to add 2 peppers and some jackfruit, and the jackfruit is like a sponge and it will soak up all the flavours.
Now, I like chili, but that was...
Yeah, because the salt... Actually... Excuse me.
See? Oh my God.
Okay.
The spice cream.
No, definitely spice cream. So the reason that is hot is because it's a base sauce. We're going to add lots of ingredients.
Okay. See, like my eyes have glazed over now from there's a smoke of like chili.
Okay, so if we just get the camera in, zoom in on that. I'm going to show you that, and then I'm going to show you what I made earlier. So can you see that?
Look, everyone's coughing now. Look, Davida's coughing.
Yeah.
Look,
so
Mark's by the window. He's opening the patio door.
Okay, so here's one I made earlier.
Okay.
I'm going to heat this up. I'm going to ask you to taste the difference. And after about 10 minutes...
I'm not tasting that again.
The sauce will have cooked down. But the finished dish will not be this spicy.
Okay, right.
Because we're going to add the jackfruit and lots of flavour.
Should we move some of these away?
I'm going to just move that to the other side.
Let's just move it here.
Okay. So what happens is, Sharon, we're going to cook that down for about 10 minutes. And once it's cooked down for 10 minutes, can you see the sauce changes?
So yeah, I can see the difference.
Yeah.
It looks
so
very
shiny. So what's happened now is the chilies have cooked. So you're not going to get that sharpness which you got earlier. Okay.
You've still got.
I've still got. Okay. Well, you asked me a question and I deviated. What was the question?
I have no idea. You should measure the chili. I don't know, something like that.
I need to blow my nose now.
Oh, see.
Carry on stirring, Sharon.
Oh God, I don't. Right.
Sharon, are you getting deja vu?
I am, but
so she started off by saying
I could always walk away.
She started off by saying that she only stirs, and I've got to do all the stirring.
No, that's it. It does look lovely though. Do I dare?
Carry on stirring, Sharon. I'll be 2 minutes.
Smell it. I'm scared. It does smell really, really lovely, and it's really shiny as well. So like you can see the oil separating from it. So is that right?
That's about right.
You can see the oil separating from it.
So when the oil separates and comes to the top like that, and that means that's the stage we needed to be at now. So we're going to add the jackfruit straight in. Yeah. Oh, sorry. So I was going to ask you to taste it. And so the reason I'm using a pan that's quite high, can you see, is because it does spit. Because we cook it on a high heat. In fact, somebody I was teaching, I got flown over.
So I don't have this pan, so I've always got an apron on, so it always spits on me.
It does spit, and because it's reducing, that's why if you tend to see people that cook curries, they tend to use a heavy.
But a lot of people probably think that's burning.
Yeah, it is. And when I'm teaching cooking, you know what people say to me?
Yeah.
Oh, it's very fierce, isn't it, Parveen? Very fierce. And I said, fierce? He said, oh, I'm fierce, like a fierce fire.
Oh,
and he said, oh, when I realised to cook a curry, I've got to be brave.
Yeah, okay.
Right, so in goes jackfruit.
Okay.
I'm going to taste this, and I know you're not going to, so let's hope. So this is cooked, and 10 minutes later, it's much more toned down. Come on, Sharon, it's fine.
God.
She has to wash her hands. Am I right?
Yeah. It's got chili in it, like...
It's a curry. I don't know what she expects. Sharon, it's a curry. The whole podcast is about spice queen. So in here, I'm going to add my jal-frezi, my jackfruit. So jackfruit pieces, straight from the tin go in. Yeah. Sharon, I promise you, she's not going to believe me now. I promise you, Sharon, that once we've finished...
She's a little bit cross.
She's a bit cross.
Okay.
Actually, is this when we need some cheesecake?
Oh.
Yeah. If I ask my lovely assistant, Shanaz, to cut me a slice of cheesecake with 2 forks, we'll have that because actually it's quite spicy.
That might be.
Okay, so
might make it easier.
So I'm going to turn this on over here now and just turn it down while I add. So that's that's jackfruit, and when it cooks, honestly, it tastes like chicken. It looks like chicken. It's a great vegan dish.
Something that I noticed as well, a lot of your recipes and stuff, that you have to constantly stir. You can't, there's not a lot of times where you leave it, like when I'm doing like chicken, for example.
Not always, Sharon.
Yes, stage 4, you put on a high heat, stir for 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you simmer it. Yeah, but
there's less simmering and more stirring.
Yeah.
You're not going to get the depth of flavour unless you stir. So obviously, when you're caramelising,
I thought it was more cooking. You're cooking evenly, no?
You are cooking. You cook it in a high heat. So we're caramelising, reducing, and stir frying all at the same time, and we call it taboon. What do you call it in Punjabi?
I don't know. I don't speak my mother tongue. What was the question? What?
So in our language, to caramelise and to stir fry.
I don't know that.
So because you've heard of lamb boona and chicken boona and prawn boona.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we just used to call it lamb. We're going to have lamb today.
Have you been to a restaurant and had a boona?
No, I don't really like going to Indian restaurants. I'm not going to lie, because it never tastes the same. Because I'm used to a certain, oh, look, Mark, he's just
as if by magic a cheesecake appears.
Cheesecakes.
Thank you.
So, thank you.
So this isn't spicy, Sharon.
No, it's not.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Here's something just to... So, quick tip. The reason I asked for cheesecake is if you do have chilli and you've burnt your mouth, don't drink water. Just have something sweet and it'll counteract the chilli.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Are you happy now, Sharon?
Yeah. It's quite refreshing with the mango.
Thank you.
I love that.
It's homemade. I made it.
Yeah, I love that. What's the saying?
Boona is a process in our language, and you just said you don't speak your mother tongue.
No.
You don't have to speak your mother tongue.
No.
But it is a process, and actually, it's such a commonly known phrase that they've named dishes after it. So to boon is a verb. It's a doing word.
No, it was always we're gonna have chicken today. We're gonna have lamb today, but that's another thing as well. There are probably things like that I would like to reconnect with my culture. But that also can come with cooking as well, as you just said. There's certain terms in your book and what you're doing that I wouldn't normally know. So
exactly,
it's still connecting, isn't it?
And I think we are. What are we? Second generation? Are we? What am I?
Well, I would say first generation, because I was the generation that
get
was
very
born
confused. Does anybody know? Are we first or are we second?
Well, I would say first because we were born.
Navida, are we first?
We're first.
We're first. What does that mean? First to be born here?
Yeah, that's what I mean. So first generation is when you're born here and you grow up here, yeah?
Yeah, but we have our parents' heritage.
Yeah.
Let me just do this one bit and then we'll go back to our heritage.
Yeah.
So Mark, our cameraman, hates coriander.
I love coriander.
Sorry, Mark. Whole thing's going in. I feel bad now.
But that's like the kind of like end season.
Right, so if you don't like coriander and you want to make this dish, you can use, I feel bad now. Mark, you can have cheesecake. You can use,
I think you'll be very happy
you
with
can
that.
use a herb called fenugreek, methi. I use dried fenugreek, which will act like a flavour enhancer for the dish if you don't like coriander. So I want you to smell this. So put that and give it a rub in your palm and tell me what it reminds you of, Sharon.
I don't know.
It reminds me of old Indian restaurants with flock wallpaper, sticky carpet and 3 birds flying across the wall.
God, did you just walk out after that? did you smell it and walk out?
It has like a curry, very, very potent smell, dried fenugreek. Fresh fenugreek doesn't have that smell, but dried does. So that goes in and that adds lots of flavour. So Mark, I'm putting that in. I'm hoping I can cook it out, but apparently there's a gene. We were discussing this earlier.
Right.
It's not a gene, it's a chromosome in it. Obviously you're special, Mark. There's a chromosome. There's a chromosome that certain people, that 1% of the nation do not like coriander. It tastes like soap.
Really?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I love the smell of coriander. That's actually part of like
I'd like
nostalgia.
I'd like you to look in that pot and tell me what you think it looks like. Does it look like chicken? She was supposed to say yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to cook that through. While that's simmering,
While that's simmering, what are we doing?
you're going to eat the cheesecake.
Oh,
And I'm going to show you how
That's
to
a
wash
great
rice.
job.
Okay,
a great
so
job,
so the oil has come to the top. We've fastly cooked it. The spices are frying, and need the jackfruit and the peppers take on all the flavour of the
how long
sauce.
will that cook
So I'm
for?
going to let that simmer for about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, I bashed it. So I'm going to cover that and let that simmer. So turn it on. I'm going to move it up to this gas over here, actually, because this gas is quite high.
Yeah.
See, I love this, Sharon. It's a front-facing cooker. Don't you love it?
Yeah.
So when you're demonstrating, it's
I
great.
don't have a big kitchen like this. I don't.
Well, I didn't have
no.
one.
Mine's. I would like to say half the size, but I think it's probably smaller than that.
Do you know, I'd say 90% of kitchens in this country, or I think most countries, the cooker is wall-facing. So this way of cooking with the cooker front-facing is very social. Right, we're doing rice.
Oh,
right,
God,
while
I hate
that
rice.
simmers, and Sharon gets her taste buds
Yeah.
back, has the mango
Lovely.
cheesecake, and then she's going to ask me about rice, because you've got a question about rice, haven't you, Sharon?
I'm really, really bad at rice. I always get it wrong. It's either too sloppy, or too wet, or I burn it at the bottom. So I get the rice and ratio of water terribly, terribly off every single time.
Right, so you have the recipe there.
Yeah.
I'm going to get you to read out what I've said in the recipe, the last little sentence. I'm going to move over to the
let's do
sink
it.
now, and we're going to wash rice. Because washing the rice, taking out the starch, is the key process of making rice. Once we wash the rice, we're going to put that onto the boil, finish the jal-frezi, and then hopefully in 10 minutes we'll come back and the rice will be done. And we're going to make a quick raita with you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Good.
Right. Are you following me? So this is the beauty of cooking with... I've got my Uggs on because I want to be comfortable.
Okay, where is it? All right. So a question that I want to know is, why do we wash rice?
Okay, so this is some rice I washed earlier.
Okay.
So I'm just going to... Can you see that, Sharon?
Yeah.
What can you see? It's clear.
Yeah.
Have you caught that?
So I've got a bit of cheesecake in my Sorry. It's so nice.
I'm just going to move this over and just hold it still so the camera
Yeah.
can catch it. So that's how clear you want the water,
Right.
which means I washed out all the starch. And it's the starch that creates a stickiness and makes the rice clump together. So if we wash out the starch, we're halfway there.
Right. And does that take a long time? Because I feel like it does.
Washing out the rice?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to do it now. Okay, so that's one we're going to put onto the boil.
Okay.
And then that's what we're going to cook. I'm going to put the kettle on and we're going to boil this rice.
Okay.
And I'm going to show you exactly how to wash it.
Okay.
Okay, so if you just... Can you
move
do
that
me a
your
favour?
way.
Fill that kettle with water for me, Sharon,
Yeah,
on the
okay,
tap.
I'll do that.
And I'm just going to get another bowl and we're going to wash out the rice.
Okay. Which one's cold? Which one's cold?
Left is cold. So have you got me on that? So the key thing with the rice is what Sharon said is you make sticky rice, and it's the water ratio. So the hardest recipe for me to write was the rice, because the simpler the recipe, the harder it is to get right. There's nothing to go wrong. So if you get it wrong, you're absolutely, I was going to swear then.
Were you?
I was going to swear then.
Exciting.
Yeah, so you're up beep beep creek. So in order to get the recipe right, you just have to follow it completely. But there's a key thing I want you to follow, Sharon.
Well, in fairness, I do follow your recipe because
Okay.
I can't do anything else. But it is something that, I still find...
So Sharon, it's 2 mugs of rice. Now, when I grew up, Mum always cooked mugs of rice or glasses of rice. It's actually 250 grams. plus another 250, so it's 500 grams of rice, and you need 750 ml of water. Now, when I teach cooking, people always wash the rice in a sieve.
That's not
It's a no-no. So I want you to literally, so Sharon, if you come over here, as I'm washing the rice gently in cold water.
Yeah. So cold water,
not
warm water, not cold water.
And I don't want the harsh water hitting the rice either.
Okay.
Very gently, I'm going to stir the rice. Can you see all that? It's almost like milk.
But does that take a long time?
Well, we're going to wash it about 7-8 times. It's clear.
That's a long time, isn't it? It's
about a minute of your life.
I'm talking about convenience, right? Like,
convenience. Okay, well look, can you see how milky that is?
Yeah, that is.
That's
really
the starch.
milky.
So I'm going to drain that off. If you wash it in a sieve, you break the rice as you wash it.
Okay.
Rice really doesn't like to be messed around with. You can't. You've got to give it lots of love.
Okay.
You know what, Sharon? There's a guy I follow called Emoto.
Yeah.
Google his rice experiments.
Okay.
He talks about rice taking on energy, and water also takes on energy. Yeah, and he talks about cooking it with love.
Right.
So as I would cook rice, I would bless it. So I was making rice and I was blessing the rice.
Nice.
So Shireen says, Mum, why don't you bless the cucumber? Why don't you bless the tomato?
Whoa!
Shireen said, why do you only bless the rice? I said, I don't know. It's something about rice, that it's a staple, so we respect it. So there we go.
All right, well, let me take over that. So I think that's the job I probably can do.
Right, here we go, Sharon. Lots of love, remember? Carry on.
Yeah. Okay,
So if you wash it, you can see the starch coming out, can't you, Sharon?
yeah.
Right, give it very gently, stir it, because it will. You don't want it to break.
Okay. I'll put it down so it's just okay.
Yep. No, we're not squishing it.
Well,
we're just stirring it.
Oh, it's really hard to stir. Like,
She's going to stop the podcast and go home if I carry on like this.
This is...
Yep, drain it.
Okay.
And so it needs another like 3 or 4 washes until it runs clear. You saw how clearly the rice was, didn't you?
Yeah.
So this is a key factor in the rice not sticking together, is washing out that starch.
Okay.
Every single grain of rice is covered in starch. It might seem like a long time, but
It does feel it. If it, you know, especially if like you're kind of like trying to simplify things. So you wouldn't use microwave.
Carl, if you could catch me, if I could lift my eyebrow, I would have been like, it's 2 minutes out of her life.
No, but like, would you make microwave? Like, do you take like shortcuts like that?
Sharon, no.
I'm asking the chef.
You know what? Just even after before you finished the question, you knew the answer, didn't you, Sharon? Okay.
I felt an energy. I
You
felt
did.
a vibe.
You felt a vibe. Felt me looking at you.
I'm sorry.
Can you see now?
Yeah, it's getting there.
So don't mess around. Don't handle it too much.
Okay.
It doesn't like being. It's like pastry when you make pastry. It doesn't like being handled.
Okay.
Because we don't want those rice grains to break.
Okay.
2 more times and we're done.
Okay, perfect. So, when you're cooking, do you cook with your family? Do you cook with your children?
Do you know
Is it a social thing?
I'm going to say something really horrible. So when I'm busy cooking and doing dinner parties,
Yeah.
I don't cook for my family. I come home and have a bowl of cornflakes.
Do you? Oh, I get that. I understand that. Yeah. Because
And then when I'm busy, my husband
probably coming
cooks.
home really late, aren't you?
Actually, my husband makes amazing chicken masala. It's better than mine.
Oh, really?
Don't tell him. He's probably smiling now. And my son makes the best keema. We call him the keema king.
Oh, really?
Mark, you like keema, don't you? You like keema naan, don't you?
Did you teach him?
I did, and then he's always sort of... He said, Mum, mark it out of 10. And I thought, oh my God. So I said, oh, it's about 9.5. He said, why is it not a 10? I said, I don't know. Can't be perfect.
So how's that? Is that still a little
What
bit...
do you think? One more wash?
Well, yeah, I think
one more
it's
wash.
still a
Yeah.
little bit... Okay, right, fine.
Okay, you do one more, and I'm going to get ready
I was
to...
slightly hoping go, no, that's okay, that's fine. Right, but that's okay.
You know what? It only takes 2-3 minutes. It seems a long time. There we are.
Okay.
It's almost... As we can see the rice through the water, that's the stage I want you to be at. A bit more water, because the rice is going to...
Yep.
It's going to expand as it sits in the bowl. And I soak it for about an hour. Plenty of people I know don't soak rice. But I do. Okay.
Do you soak it overnight? Or
No, just soak it for... I'm going to come back over here and cook the rice. I soak it for about an hour.
Okay.
I'm going to check on my jal-frezi.
So what do you want me to do with this, Parveen?
Just leave it there. I just want you to wash the rice.
Okay.
Now, how did that feel? That was 2 minutes out of your life, Sharon.
Yeah. It was 2 minutes. I felt like it was a bit longer, but, you know.
Okay. So look at the jal... Now, look at that. So what's happened is, as it's reduced, the sauce...
A bit of cheesecake.
I need it. The sauce has got thicker, the oil's right risen to the top, and the jackfruit will have taken on all that lovely sauce, and that's what I wanted to. And just keep cooking it. And if you overcook it
quite sweet. Is that because of the peppers?
Yeah, that's the peppers.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll keep stirring it.
Yeah.
At this point here, once you've made this recipe, you can add the bits and pieces. Okay, rice.
Okay.
So we're going to have 750 ml of water. Now this pan, I'm going to get a jug, Sharon.
Okay. Okay.
but I'll tell you a quick tip of doing it easy way.
Right.
So whatever rice we had, I measured
Smells
2 mugs of
amazing.
rice, didn't
Yeah.
I?
Yeah.
So whatever rice you have, it's 1.5 times the water. If you soak the rice, it's 1.5 times.
Right.
If you don't soak the rice, it's double.
Okay.
Navida's looking at me. Is that about right, Navida? Yeah. Oh, she's makeup
doing.
lady's agreeing with me. So what we're going to do is we're going to add. No, we're not. 3 mugs.
Okay.
Hang on. I'm not good at maths. Hang on. It's 2 mugs of rice.
Math, science, like I just want to cook. Like it's just
Double 1.5 times.
1.5 times. Right. Okay.
3 mugs of
3.
water.
Yeah. Oh, is that what was that your? Oh, I thought you were going to do something really complicated there.
No. So whatever rice you cook, Sharon, if you're cooking 1 mug of rice,
Yeah.
1.5 mugs of water,
Nice.
very roughly.
Okay.
Or you follow the recipe, which is 500 ml and 750 ml of water.
Right.
So I'm doing 1.5 times what I've got in rice,
Yes.
and that is a foolproof method. There's lots of different recipes. Okay.
Always feels like there's not enough water.
Right. So as you can see, it does, but it's
Not a lot
1.5.
in there.
It's 1.5 times.
I know.
What would you add more?
I have done. I know, and I get it wrong, but that's what
What recipe do you follow?
the Spice Queens.
Let's have cheesecake. Okay.
That is lovely, isn't it? So with the rice that I've been making at home, at this point I would
Live.
I would add like some garam masala, maybe some salt, with the
We are going to season that because we decided to teach people how to make, and you. I say
Yeah.
people, I mean you.
me.
If you look at the recipe, it just says a bit of salt. Now you can add cumin and you can add a bit of ghee, a bit of butter. But in all honesty, if you just want the rice to taste of boiled rice, just a bit of seasoning will do it.
Okay.
So we're going to add some pink salt. I wouldn't add garam masala. Garam masala is too strong for a plain boiled rice. You can add a bit of butter or a bit of ghee.
Okay.
So all I'm going to do at this point, Sharon, is add a
Okay.
bit of salt. Sorry, I'm going to get a spoon because she's going to say how many.
Well, it does get confusing. That smells amazing.
Okay, Sharon, just to please you.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Yes.
So we're going to add a teaspoon of this salt, yeah?
Perfect.
Okay. So I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt, and then we're going to stir it. Now, key
Okay.
thing, that's cooking quite nicely. And just go back
Okay.
to this. Can you look at the colours of that?
Yeah.
Look at that, it's beautiful. And what I've noticed, can you see
It's sticking.
it's sticking, it's caramelising because we're burning it. What I'm going to do
So
now.
that's not burning.
No.
It's burning.
Burning?
Burning.
You know what it
Sorry,
is, Sharon?
not
You
burning,
need it.
burning.
You were caramelising those flavours. Now I'm going to make a sauce.
Okay.
Now you might think she just spent ages drying it out,
Yes.
I
okay.
have.
Yeah.
but now I'm going to create a bit of a masala.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of water.
Yeah.
You can hear it cooling down. And then what I'm going to do is turn it to the lowest gas possible and simmer that for about 10 minutes. And that'll be it. So let's just cover that.
Yeah.
And then in the meantime, I'm just going to show you the rice. So with rice, we washed it. Sharon, that was
Washed
a
it.
yeah.
We have washed
When
it.
we say we
have
it's a
washed
royal
it.
we. Sharon
Yes.
washed it.
Yes.
Okay, so
We're a team. We're a team. Three.
teamwork.
Yeah.
So in the pan, again, use a pan
Okay.
that's double, triple the size of the rice.
Okay.
Now this is just plain boiled rice.
Okay.
So you talk about adding garam masala. If
Yeah.
I was making a
And peas
pilau
and-
rice,
yeah.
then I would add garam masala
Right.
for the.
Yeah.
But this one, no. So the rice just goes in, and I would never use a spoon. Just gently with my hand, lots of love. I would give it a quick blessing because I'm all
See,
about.
I use a spoon. But
Yeah, and
there's a lot of things you're doing that you tell me not to do, and I do.
just a lot of.
Okay.
Just be extremely gentle. We don't want to lose any grains, and we don't want the grains to break because it is
Right.
quite. We've washed it, so it's going to be. It's soaked in the water, so it's like almost porous. And
It's
rice
quite
will
an
take it.
important part of the meal as well, isn't it?
It is, and we have rice. So I'm turning that gas
Yeah.
on high. And what we're going to do, if I move that over, in fact,
Okay.
move that over there,
Yeah.
because I want, Carl, can you catch that on the camera? The overhead camera can catch that. Is what I want to show you is going to come to, now you said to me, you didn't think there was enough water.
Right. Oh, right, okay.
So I know a lot of people use this a rule of thumb,
Yeah.
where they say if your quarter thumb is above the rice, that's it. But I don't know. I measure it 1.5 times.
Yeah.
Once that's come to the boil,
Yeah.
you know what we're going to do?
Tell me.
Going to cover it and leave it.
Oh, okay.
Not going to peek.
No.
We're not going to disturb it. Going to let it do its thing.
Okay.
Do not disturb because it disturbs the cooking process.
Okay.
Once it's boiled, on a rolling boil, really small gas, smallest gas ever, and let it simmer and let it do its thing.
Yeah.
Do not touch the rice.
Do not touch.
Do
the
not
rice.
have a T-shirt
Do
printed.
not-
Do not touch the rice. Do you know what? I used to write a column for the people when we first met.
Oh, okay.
And people used to ask me about rice all the time. So I wrote this column.
So it is common, isn't it?
It's the most common question I get
Yeah.
asked. So I said, don't call me Parveen the Spice Queen. Call me the Rice Queen.
Ah. I love all these mum jokes. There's no? Am I allowed to say that?
Well, I am old enough to be your mum, Sharon.
Well, you're a surrogate mum.
That was
a very mum joke. It's great. I like that.
I am 50 or something. So when I first met Sharon, I did a podcast with her. She said, she rang me afterwards. I said, Parveen, that was really good. I wish you were my mum. I'm like, really? Really? So that was our 2 recipes. We're going to let that simmer. Once it boils, I'm going to cover it and leave it. I'm going to come back to that in 30 minutes. When I'm going to clean down, get some nice dishes. I'm going to make a quick raita with you, which will take 30 seconds.
I know you're 30 seconds though.
Honestly, Sharon.
You're 30 seconds, I'm never 30
Oh, okay,
seconds.
right. Do you want to time me? Right.
I'll
make that. Okay.
Yes,
right, get your phone out. In 1 minute, I'm going to make you a cucumber raita in 1 minute.
Okay, we'll do that. I'll get my phone.
Okay, once it's boiled, cover and simmer. What I'll do is I'll maybe just get our cameraman just to come back when it's boiled. Because actually it's nearly there. Because I want to show you what it looks like. The rice is quite fierce. It as a rolling boil. Cover, simmer and leave. And what I might do is I get Mark to do a couple of shots for you, and then you can see. But we're gonna clean down. We're gonna eat cheesecake, and we're gonna see.
Yes, while we're waiting, we'll eat cheesecake.
Well, it'd be rude not to, wouldn't it?
It would be,
because I did make it.
Yeah.
Sharon.
Yes.
You've been a really good student.
Have I? Yeah. I feel like I've disappointed you a little bit. I really do.
Listen, you are too British to be Asian. I'm a bit Asian to be British. Anyway.
Well, there we go.
We'll see you in about 20 minutes.
20 minutes. God, the smells in here. It's making me go insane.
It is nearly lunchtime, Sharon. So,
yes,
okay, right.
Starving.
The moment is here.
It is here.
Are you ready? So I'll switch the gas off.
Yeah.
Now, did we touch that, Sharon?
No, we did not touch it. We left it.
Do not mess with the rice.
Do not mess
with the rice.
No.
Right, okay, so quick little prayer. Because even I get it wrong sometimes.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, I love the fact that
Not
you
gonna
admitted that.
Okay, I'm going to just...
It looks... Oh, wow.
Now look at... Oh my gosh, I'm so happy.
Oh, my God, that looks amazing.
Now, look, if I just turn that to the camera...
what my rice looks like to your rice looks like.
So what...
It's normally swimming. Like, you can literally, like, stir it.
We don't mind swimming rice. So what's happened is, can you see the literally standing up to attention?
It's amazing.
The rice is like, it's almost like a grass.
Yeah.
So people use a fork, but it should be nice and fluffy. Do you notice the way I said should? So
be.
it's like, yeah.
And
Here
it's
we
not
go.
sticking.
It's not
My
sticking.
rice would be sticking.
Oh my goodness. Do you know what, Sharon? I totally forgot. Normally I'd add a teaspoon of oil just so that it soaks, but I didn't. I
okay.
forgot. But do you know what? I'm really happy with that. That's come out lovely. I'm just going to pop it in here.
Steam it as well.
So when my rice comes out like rice, I get really happy. And my children are like,
Your
Mum.
happy place.
Yeah, I'm really happy. And my kids are like, Mum, why do you, seriously, do you get happy when your food turns out right? I said, rice is one of those things, at any time it can go wrong. Depends on the brand,
Yeah. Oh, okay.
on the cooker, on the heat. There's so many factors to factor in.
Right.
So with rice, yeah, even I can get it wrong. It doesn't always come out live, but look at that. That is,
Oh, that looks amazing.
that is, and each
Fluffy
grain, can you see,
light.
because there's no oil, no butter in that.
No.
Pop that there. And what
So
I'm
it's
gonna-
just literally salt, wasn't it?
I just
Himalayan
salt. Yeah, and the reason is, my husband's in here, he's not here. So what he does, if I make boiled rice like this, do you know what he does? He adds sugar and cream and makes a rice pudding out of it. And Navida, our makeup artist, is nodding. Right, writer challenge. Can I have 1 minute on the clock, please, Sharon?
Right,
1 minute.
Okay, let's do this.
Right, cucumber
so I've got my
writer.
phone. Okay.
It was
Right,
hot. No, I'm going
countdown.
to do the intro. Hang on.
Oh, sorry.
Cucumber writer, it's cool. Yogurt, it's cool. Cucumber, it's cool. Mint, it's cool. It's three triple whammy on the senses. Cool down the palate. Go.
Oh, start. Go,
Right.
go.
Yogurt, stir. Pink salt.
I'm literally going to hold my phone right
Smidge
here.
of salt, stir.
Okay.
Mint sauce in there.
10 seconds down.
10 seconds down, going. Cucumber, score it down the middle that way. Score it down the middle that way.
Ooh.
Okay, and then you get cubes of cucumber. Round of applause, please.
Oh,
Yay!
2 fingers. 2 fingers.
2 fingers.
Right,
come on.
okay. Right.
Something wrong.
Hey, come on.
Okay, so
You've
that is it. Give it a stir.
got 30 seconds from now.
Give it. It's not stirred as nicely as I would like it stirred, but
Okay.
that is.
Is that it?
Hang
Are
on,
you
no,
done?
hang on,
Are you
hang
done?
on, hang on, hang on, no, hang on, hang on,
20 seconds, 20
yeah.
seconds, 20 seconds.
Yes.
Oh, pause. Okay, well done. All right, there we go.
Thank you. I'm going to take a bow first, Sharon.
No, oh, there you go, right.
That's
Well
my
done.
cucumber writer. Okay, so before we eat, there is one little thing we have to talk about. Sharon, Raju, did I ask you to wash the rice?
I washed it.
Did you soak it?
The Spice Queen.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ask me to soak the rice?
I'm sure I did.
No, you didn't.
Did I not?
No, you didn't.
What does the recipe say?
Ask the chef.
I'm sure I said we've soaked the rice, Sharon.
Yeah, but you didn't ask me to soak the rice.
Okay, you have to soak the rice.
Oh, soak the rice. Okay. Do I just add
Go
water?
soak the rice.
Okay.
She's washed the rice. She's got to soak it. So
Is it going to be quick dry now?
So it probably will be a little bit dry,
Okay.
Sharon.
Yeah.
Are you annoyed now? Listen, why don't I
Okay, there we
plate
go.
up? And if I plate up,
If I just soak it, leave it
Soak
on the
it.
side there.
yeah, because remember the water has to be clear. Right, so
Okay.
in here, we're going to, see, you've got a jal-frezi. I'm going to add a tiny
looks
bit of
amazing.
coriander on
Oh.
top. And actually, can I say something else? So Mark, our cameraman,
Yeah.
tasted the jal-fruit jal-frezi and it's got coriander. And I think he's coriander converted. He was fine with it. So we've got our rice.
He's sort of smiling, as
He's
if
sort of
like
smiling.
maybe.
Sharon, do me a favour, get yourself a spoon.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And because we've got a few more recipes to film, I decided to get these biodegradable, recyclable bamboo spoons. If I get plastic, my kids go mad.
Yeah.
Mum, you can't have plastic.
Oh, they always taste a little bit funny though, but yeah, I'm
right,
good for
just
the environment.
go get a proper fork from behind us.
Oh, okay, right. That's
Right,
really
in the
productive.
rice, boiled rice, plain boiled rice works really well because remember the jal-frezi has lots of flavour. You've got the coriander, Mark, you've got the tomato base, you've got the chilli, you've got the garam masala. There's a lot of flavour going on. So a plain boiled rice works really well with a spicy curry. And you know, I kept saying, oh, it looks like chicken, it tastes like chicken, and Sharon's like,
It didn't at the time, but I've got to say, it does look like chicken. It really does.
And if you are got vegan friends that come in for dinner, this is perfect. My daughter
Sorry,
loves it. Okay, a bit of raita.
Okay.
Right,
So
Sharon.
would you literally just a bit of everything and just stick it in your mouth? That's what I'm going to do.
While she sticks it in her mouth, I'm just going to wait
Oh,
to
it's quite
speak. but
hard.
It's quite hard, so to give it a...
Oh, okay, I've cut it. Okay, here we
Can
go.
you just do me a favour, show it to the camera?
Oh,
when you
God,
cut it.
sorry. Sorry,
no,
yeah.
no, but when you cut it,
Sorry.
actually it does look like chicken.
Yeah, it does. Here, if I just show that bit there, I've got dairy on it, I've got yogurt in it. So let me just...
Okay, while you eat that, I'm just going to recap the recipes. So with the rice, it's 500 grams of rice, 750 grams of water, mill of water, salt to season, boil for 10 minutes and then on a rolling boil and leave it for 40 minutes. Jal-fruit, jal-frezi, we'll be sharing the recipe online. It's too long to go through. Sharon, Raju, how was that?
That was amazing.
Are you pretending now?
No, I swear to God, rice.
Sharon has no poker face, so if you didn't like it, you'd notice.
No, honestly, that is lovely. It's really nice. I've never had that before. It's amazing.
Actually, let me taste.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay,
Let me with that.
so you've got the peppers and it gives it lovely sauce. So let me just taste this. So I also don't have a poker face. If I don't like
I thought it was going to be more chillier, but
yeah,
I think the peppers,
calm down.
The peppers have sweetened that.
Oh,
Do you
that's
like it?
that's
Oh, right. I wasn't sure. I thought he was going to. I was
Ooh.
to say you didn't like it then.
It's a bit spicy.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's good though.
Oh, that's really nice. I like that.
Okay.
Definitely.
So that's my jackfruit jal-frezi with a plain, oh, spit.
It didn't go in the food, thank you.
It didn't. Plain boiled rice with my 1 minute, it was 50-second raita.
Yes, yes.
With my 50-second raita.
Yeah, I think it was less than that actually.
But I have to ask you, Sharon, did you learn anything about rice making?
I did. Definitely. I learned a lot. And I think actually where I go wrong is the actual washing part.
Seriously?
I don't think I'm washing it enough. I don't.
Or soaking it.
Or soaking it. Right, yeah.
No, it was good. It was lovely. It was lovely to go through that. We needed sort of more time to chat. So next time I'll see you, we'll continue the conversation about Two British to Asian.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.